So yesterday I did like a 3-hour stream of 1.07 High Council. So if you missed that, the most interesting drops from it were this small charm. Find small charm of greed, 3 to maximum damage, 14 attack rating, and 10% extra gold for monsters. That's a perfect gold find roll. So it's really great for a gold find barb. I found this serrated small charm of maiming with a plus 11 to maximum damage, which is 1 away from a perfect roll of plus 12. I found this serpent's large charm of quality, which is okay, it's not amazing, for a multi-shot Amazon. The high mana bonus really helps with the multi-shot Amazon. The problem for use in 1.07 is that the plus 9 to maximum damage does not apply to ranged attacks. So this would only be useful in like 1.09 or something like that. I made this Scourge, which I only took a picture of to show the mana steal, which is bugged. It's not supposed to exist, at least not this high. When you roll mana steal on the Bloodcraft, then all of the life steal turns into mana steal instead. So that was the results of my 1.07 High Council runs yesterday for about 3 hours. And it was a bit over 100 runs. I also found a Pull rune and an rune. Runes are very rare, so I collect the mid runes and eventually, well, I collect all the runes, but eventually I'll probably cube them all up for use in 1.10 beta. Either 1.10a or 1.10s. I moved my gym mules out of the save directory, so now I can click directly onto slow walk without having to scroll down in the character selection menu. I chose to play right now because I was doing laundry, and the laundry here at my apartment complex, a couple of the dryers are out of order, and the 2 that still work are in use, but there were no other washing machines in use besides the one that I was using, so I don't need to like camp out at the laundry to make sure I get the next one because there's nobody else waiting. So I'll make this video, and then by then there should be a dryer available. I'll probably get to level 55, or if not, then I'll get very close to level 55. And then the next video will be further progress. I won't be doing Izual runs anymore in Nightmare, I think. I'll be going to do Nightmare Cow King runs to demonstrate that he drops exceptional bases, and also potentially I might try to demonstrate SOJ farming on the Nightmare Cow King, and then I'll move on to Hell and do Hell Izual runs until about level 77, I think. Or maybe like 80, but somewhere in that range, and then Erdar runs in the River of Flame to get level 92. And then at level 92, I'll demonstrate the gambling amulets with Cocoon Touch Simulator until I find at least one with +2 to class skills, just to show that it can happen. I doubt that I will actually try to get a really good amulet. I'll just want to do it long enough to demonstrate that it works. And after that, then this character will probably be done. Um, it's going to be a lot of Erdar runs. Like a lot. At a half hour, and using the alphabet to label runs like I have been with this, I would probably go through the alphabet more than once. So only 30 minutes at a time, it could be over a year before I actually get the guy to level 92. Unless I take him through a live stream, because live streams I can go for longer. Like when I have the time and energy and I'm not using that time for something else, then I can go for longer. Like yesterday I did, 3 hours or 3.5 hours or whatever it was. And then today, last night, I slept for... See, I went to bed, well, I went to sleep at about 8 o'clock, and then I got out of bed at like 10:30. So 14.5 hours with very minimal time spent, like, awake and just like laying there. Mostly I was asleep. And then tomorrow I have work again, and I'll probably sleep for 7 or 8 hours tonight. I ate a lot of food today. I went to Walmart where I don't normally go, and so instead of a 12-ounce thing of peanuts at my normal store, the Walmart, they had the 16-ounce, which is 1 pound of peanuts, and so I ate a pound of peanuts today, which I am almost certainly going to regret. That's way too much fat in one day. So there will probably be some digestive issues there. I ate a pound of cottage cheese. I ate 2 bananas. And then I had, because I had the cottage cheese, I did not get milk. And then I had some of the garbanzo beans with tomato sauce and potatoes, which I had added a can of mackerel to. I like to use mackerel instead of tuna. The variety of mackerel that is used in the canning is a low mercury mackerel. That's not why I pick it over tuna. I pick the mackerel over tuna because they have the bones in it, and so it has the calcium. It has the calcium. Speaking of which, I have in my cabinet a couple of supplements. I need to start taking vitamin E and evening primrose oil again. I got a wart on my hand, and taking those 2 things together has helped in the past. I take them primarily for eczema, and they help with that, or at least, they seem to help with that. But they also help with basically any other skin problems. And having healthier skin will be good for me in general because of how much time I spend in the sun and family history of skin cancer. I think it's pretty common thing to say, like when you're in an online argument nowadays, people will tell you to go touch grass. And so I have started saying, like, instead of that I'm a landscaper, sometimes I'll say that I aggressively touch grass for a living. So it's supposed to rain a lot this week, and so on paper that means I'll be off. But in practice, I'm probably going to be working 40 hours or more anyway. And I might start getting milk even though I have the cottage cheese and just eat both. Because I stopped the milk while having the cottage cheese because I didn't want too much dairy all at once. I didn't want to be basically eating only dairy. But I don't really like drinking water at home, and so I'm not drinking as much at home, which doesn't help with being in the sun. So I'll either just have to suck it up and drink more water, or go ahead and get the milk, or maybe like just get fruit juice, like get the Concord grape juice or something. If I get fruit juice, I'll probably mix it, dilute it with water to make it go further, so it's not quite as expensive. Wrong person. Interesting. I haven't had that misclick in a while. Based on current time, I probably won't make it to level 55, but it's whatever. Maybe something like 54 and 1/3. But I'm kind of on the fence about whether I want to keep working where I am. Like, I don't mind the work. I just don't like being out of the house for as long as I am. And then, like, being so tired when I get home. But I'll probably stick it out for two reasons. One is um, looking for a new job is effort, and that's a pretty significant reason for me. And then the other one is the potential for growth at this company as long as they keep getting new clients, which they are, is pretty big. Um, and they make lots of, I'll not say promises, but comments about potential uses for me in the future. Um, and so, if the raises come through that they're talking about, then I would stay there and just stick it out until I'm in a position where I don't have to spend as much time working. Or if I am spending that much, at least I'm getting better compensated for it. I make barely enough to, in addition to all of my expenses, $100 or $200 a month that I can invest in either stock market or cryptocurrency. I might start buying a third thing. I might buy silver coins, but probably not until I can buy more than just like, oh, I can afford 10 dimes, literally, like, big whoop. Let's see, I have not done any cleaning. I'm going to re-clear off the table that my computer is on. It's starting to get a few things that probably shouldn't be there. So I'll clear that up. to get it back to cleanliness, and then work on the table next to me or the floor. And I'm picking up the skulls because the recipe with 6 perfect skulls. I have read that 6 perfect skulls with a rare item will produce an item level 99 item. And if that's true, then that's another way to get rare amulets. And since I do the gem farming with Lord Ah already, and he gets flawed and regular skulls, then there's potential there to try to roll some rare amulets. I went to the local comic book store. It's not really, I mean, they sell comic books, but it's just I guess mostly it's more of a collectibles store. Like they have Legos and they have Funko Pops and they have Dungeons and Dragons books and they have comic books and old video games and Pokemon cards. They have books just like fiction, like science fiction, I guess, and fantasy. That kind of thing. So, all kinds of sci-fi fantasy stuff. And I was hoping that they had CRT TVs so that I could have one for my Super Nintendo, but they did not. So that was too bad. I'm having a hard time finding for sale a CRT TV within a reasonable distance of where I live. Like I'm not gonna go drive 2 hours to pick up a TV, especially when it's a company car and they have GPS tracking on it. Like if it's just around the neighborhood or even like up to 20 minutes away, then they probably wouldn't really care or say anything. But if I'm driving, 60 miles or 100 miles to go pick up a TV, they would absolutely say something. And potentially take the truck away. Plus, they're like the ones that I've seen, people want like $200 for it. It's like, I don't really want to pay $200 for a CRT TV. I'll keep waiting until I see one for $100 or less within a reasonable distance. And maybe that never happens, but oh well. Worst comes to worst, I could always just play on emulator, I suppose. Or, I guess if I got like one of the modern consoles with a Super Mario World ROM, like the SNES Mini or something like that, then they probably work fine on flat screen TVs without the input delay. I'm not sure. I should probably ask around. Because I know a lot of speedrunners use the modern consoles instead of having an actual Super Nintendo. And then of course some just use the emulator. But my preferred thing would be a 13-inch TV. That's the size I played with when I was a teenager, and so that's the size that I want now. downloaded a bunch of pictures, oh, where, there he is, that I had posted on Discord of various items that I found over the last few years. So I'm one step closer to making a item show-off video. Not the interesting and exotic items playlist that I previously proposed that I might do, but more of a, here's the things that I have right now, or have had, and left behind when I switched computers. It's mostly gold fine boots and belts, and then 1.07 charms, with a few other things, like some crafted gloves or stuff. And when I finish this video, if there's still another dryer available, then probably I'll just hang them up in my closet and point the fan at it and hope they're dry in the morning when I go to work. The main issue is that I have blue jeans in there and they don't dry well without like running a cycle on the dryer. When I do get to Cow King runs, he will drop rare amulets, but they will not be able to have +2 to class skills. They'll only have +1. So probably next time I have to repair my weapon is when I will stop. Call it oh hey, there it is. So yeah, I'll repair my weapon, kill Izual again, and then reach level 55 next time.
What do you need?
Do these skulls fit in here, or is it full? Probably is worth to go ahead and run flawless skulls through a gym shrine, especially if I can find a when I'm doing the Cow King, if the map has a gym or has a shrine on the way to Tristram. So I'll hold on to flawless skulls for that, but I'm not going to do regular skulls. I'll cube them up to flawless rather than touching the gem shrine twice per skull. Okay, so that's that.